Good morning. This is Dr. Mia Lueth. It is June glasses. June 27th, 2024. It's 8:02 a.m. Eastern Time, New York. Um, I have no idea. I've been trying to get some volunteers, donations, other types of things, and um, I'm tired of people who are not physically around me and can't help me physically do things. Like, what? I'm not sure. This sort of situation started happening where people I don't know online trying to tell me to do things. It's like, who the hell are you? I don't have a boss, right? Anyway, I am very happy to say that uh, I will be getting a trial visit from a dog named Snoop Dog, an actual dog though, but named Snoop, and he is a Chihuahua Terrier mix. And anyone who knows about dogs, especially those two breeds, and when they're put together, he's got some anxiety situations. And the here he is, Snoop. This is Snoop, right? Um, Snoop needs less stimulus, and he needs to live in a house without children. And unfortunately for Snoop's family, it's causing him too much issues. And they've tried and tried and can't find a good solution for both the family and Snoop. So he needs to be rehomed. And it just so happens that I live by myself and I'm used to Chihuahuas and Terriers. And even if he's nippy, I'm an animal behaviorist. I have to have a routine because of my medical condition. He needs to have a routine. So I'm thinking it's going to be a good fit. But he's coming to live here for a month with me uh, on July 12th. So I will have a companion. Um, so we'll see if everything works out. Then I'll adopt him. But anyway, uh, I always do better when I have an animal in my environment. Anyway, but I've been a rescuer and rehomer of animals since I was a small child, and on my own time, most of it my own time. If I run across an animal that doesn't need to be euthanized, but is headed that direction, I try to, divert that and find help, be a part of the care community for whatever animal that is, wild or kept or hybrid or whatever. The problem with hybrids, as in people do it with cats a lot, um, and maybe even wolves, I'm not sure. Captive breeding programs where, yes, a domestic cat is bred with a wild cat. And most of those in the US require some kind of permit. And they're very hard to rehome. So maybe we don't need to be doing that. Because I'm sure humans had something to do with that. They didn't just start doing that all on their own. So anyway, I've had people along the way for instance, when I was in college a ways back, I had someone I was studying in the school library, Towson University, with my friend on the weekend, and someone, a student, came up to me and started talking to me and asked me, and I, what my major was, and I said, oh, animal behavior and psychology, and because it was a double major, and this person immediately, feathers ruffled, stress, giving me a lecture about how animals don't know they're being experimented on. All in an uproar, this person. And this person was nowhere near right. Animal behaviorists don't do that. They're ethologists, like Jane Goodall. Okay? Right. Ethologists observe. Right. Usually some type of living being in its natural environment. Okay? That's what ethologists usually do. Some, yes, there are some artificial environments. There are some who will do that kind of thing. But essentially, no ethologist experiments on animals, because then they're not an animal behaviorist. They're something else. Some of you eco-terrorists and PETA terrorists, and okay, quite literally, this guy just beamed the hate right at me like I'm the problem with all that there is in the world of human animal interaction. People, sometimes it's best to learn to speak just a little less. Okay? Quite literally, this guy took off on me. And I had nothing to do with experiments on animals. Never will. Another thing I noticed, and this happens a lot, okay? I was receiving the regular posts from something called nextdoor.com, and it's like a local area. It's all over the US, but you pick your local area and you can have conversations with your neighbors and all those kind of things, and you can sell things, and pet care, and do all sorts of just all chatting or information or whatever. And someone put something up with a picture of a dead dog in a cage with a lot of chaos around it. Now listen, this person showed one picture, and there was no context. There was no caption. There was no context. And this person online decides, oh, I'm going to curse people who do that. Now, I don't know how many times you responded to a water-based disaster rescue. Me, twice. Katrina was one of them, as a volunteer. And there was a lot of that shit everywhere you look. A lot of animals didn't survive because they were in cages and they had to be removed and taken out and moved around. And if you've ever been to a hoarder's house, I've been there too. Once, especially animal hoarders, once you get the animals out, right? Okay, you got to understand, some of you using the internet need to freaking stop. But those people have no right to do that. And some of the hoarders are mentally ill. Nobody has the right to curse anybody anymore on this planet. Gone. So you just said meaningless, empty words based on one picture with no context. I mean, outside of a hoarder's house, a bunch of people got together, and I can tell you that front lawn and that cul-de-sac filled with garbage, dead animals, dying animals. After Katrina, there were quite a few corpses. Right, animals took a big hit. Katrina, yep, animals took a big hit during Katrina, for sure. Every which way kind of animal. People had to leave them behind. People had to, go looking for them. Some of them got rescued, but found new homes, right? But a lot of different kinds of animals took a hit during Katrina. So there was disaster. Dead birds in cages sitting out on the street. People trying to figure out what stuff is good and what stuff is not good. It's not okay to put up just one picture online. Any human being out there, any human being, this is the case for every single human being who uses the internet. Okay? It is not right thinking, nor does it speak to your temperament as a person. And it actually says negative things about you when you put up one single picture online in a discussion forum that has a dead dog in a cage and other chaos around it with no caption, no backstory, and you want to curse the person that did that. And what if it was Katrina that did that? What if it was a really sick, mentally ill person who asked for help, but people did not want to help because they get a stigma on them, stigmatized by society. Now, I also have a degree in psychology. I was not headed toward clinical psychology, but when it comes to animal behavior, on the other hand, then yes, I can get clinical with domestic animals. Right. Okay. I'm 52 years old. I have way more experience in the field of animal behavior than a lot of other people on this planet. I actually have a degree. I've done field work. I've written about it. Right. So that is what I'm saying. And, throughout my life, just on my own time and dime, anytime there's an animal, someone lets me know that may need to be placed in a different place, rehomed. Right. Sometimes it's an animal that, right, black market, exotic. People will get them and then realize that they're, you know, ball python just ate the neighbor's cat. Or, yes, swallowed the neighbor's cat. Or some other, right. They're, see what I'm saying? Land turtles can get this big. There's certain kinds of fish that if you give them a bigger tank, they get bigger. Okay? You're not doing anyone any good by getting online, showing one picture that's got one dead dog in a cage with some yucky and trash around it. And you want to curse that person. Well, you don't have the power to do that anymore on earth. I don't care who you are. Not if you're a human. Snoop's issues will probably lessen the minute he moves in with me because I'm single, no kids. At night around here, it's more rural. And so the actual traffic light next to me actually still does that. There's still traffic lights in the USA that at 10 p.m. or whatever, right, turn from traffic lights to blinking, flashing. Yes. So small town enough for that, right? It's very quiet here at night, except for the occasional, siren or something, right? So I'm happy that I'll be getting a friend, and he needs a friend. So looks like this is going to work out. And I thought I might have to cancel my camping, but it seems like Snoop's family is going to bring him on the 12th, so I thought he might be coming sooner. He's not. I can still go camping. Although, I might need to budget differently, so I may still need to cancel. But, I may actually get to go out and enjoy nature calmly, peacefully, one more time, and concentrate on the music vibes. I mean, that was my hope. However, yes, did not expect Snoop last week when I made plans. But this week, right, Snoop needs some help. And he needs to be in a place where there aren't other animals or kids and other kinds of things. And I've got that place. And I need a furry friend to breathe dog breath on me and wake me up to pee in the middle of the night and make me laugh because he's chasing nothing. Sometimes they do that. Plus, if he's really got some serious issues, then we can have medical conditions together. He's on some medication, so that's okay. I mean, some people definitely not a good choice, but for me, yeah, I've given animals medication in every possible way. Shots, suppository in the mouth, in the peanut butter, in the food, in the right. It's just every which way. Yes. So I'm used to it, and he has to take meds in the morning and at night, and I have to take meds in the morning and at night, and I have to be in a routine to try and keep my sleep schedule as healthy as I possibly can. So does he apparently. So you'll get into a good rhythm with each other, hopefully. So that's good news. Rehoming animals sometimes is not easy, and it's difficult, especially when you don't want to do it because they don't want to do it. But on the other hand, Snoop is just too stressed out with all the activity, and they live in a city, so there we go. And camping. If I don't go camping, though, it's okay. There are local parks around and about, and I will have my little furry companion, Snoop Dogg, and we can I can write songs about Snoop Dogg. Just watch, just learn about Snoop Dogg. Let him figure out his his areas, his chill spots, his good spots, right? Well, he's the alpha dog, but I'm the alpha, and he'll figure that out. We'll be okay. Uh, yeah, some people don't have time. I mean, most people are busy. Some people will train people to do that for them, but right, I would just do it because Snoop needs a little help, and so does his family, and so do I. See, I need it, right? I need to be rescued by a nice dog. Uh, I've had a lot of cats in my life. It's just some of them I get allergic to, and uh, Russian blues. I found out with Buddy. He was a couple years ago. That took like 10 people to get Buddy used to coming to people's houses and getting food, to get Buddy used to certain people, to get Buddy to come inside my house so that we could try and get him to, yep, the almost free uh, doc who does the spay and neutering. So right among us, we all right. I mean, he was a pretty popular cat actually on the streets. He was a dumbass too. The cars coming down the street. He's an almost black cat. Like he just figures everybody's gonna stop for him, and just and anyway, uh, he's, they're very vocal and they're very needy. But anyway, I don't know. I was getting into a story. I'm going to get into all sorts of stories, and I don't want to get off track. But those of you who are constantly doing something like that, okay, when someone gives you a different perspective or tries to give you better information that is more close to reality, and you're just sure you're right, but you don't present any information at all to anyone in the public as to why you're sure you're right, and you just automatically curse people because of something you see that's out of context that might not have anything to do with what you think it does. Think about that. What are you people doing? You're looking for excitement. You need drama in your life. Do you need conflict in your life? Are you bored? Okay. Take a good hard look at yourselves before you go online and make a statement about anyone. Before you go in front of press and make a statement about anyone. I've known for many years that I have a shortened lifespan, everyone. My entire family is deceased, so my whole support gone. I had legal paperwork, in case of emergency for me, will, the DNR, the what's it called? Durable power of attorney, and everyone who was listed as one of the people who would be my like next of kin or you know emergency responder contact all passed away except for one, but he made it clear by his actions he doesn't want that responsibility, so he's resolved of it, and I got to start all over again. No, you all don't know what the hell you're talking about, or what you're yelling about, or what you're angry about, or what the actual real issues are. Okay, I've had this discussion with people many times. Like nobody wants a heart seal to be beat. Okay, but listen to me. Okay, there are times when people hunt certain things a different way from you. Now, where they grow up, that's been happening for a really long time. And that's the way they feed their children. And that's the way they maintain their economy. So, unless you give them something else to do that, then how about you just stick closer to your own home and your own community? And leave that to the people who know what the hell they're doing. Shark fin soup is stupid as hell. That cannot possibly produce enough money for it to be worthwhile in the first place. So they probably have to diversify, which makes it even worse. Some of you with your luxuries and delicacies are just gross. Ooh, don't say that to the boss or I'll have you killed. And I'm like, fuck it. Have me killed. Until then, I'm going to speak some truths. I'm a trainer. More than I'm an educator, I'm an applied scientist more than anything else. I'm all woman, and I'm a disabled American. You may not harass me and bully me online without telling me who the hell you are. You may not demand things of me. I will get litigious, and I will press charges at this point in my life. Nobody can tell me I don't put this out in public. If by the end of the year I do not have another two members of the board of God Cares Ministries, I will dissolve it. And it will be on record that many of you had opportunity to volunteer or donate and you did not. And I'm tired. Okay? You may not test me to see if I'm a scammer anymore. You may not do that. I will just stop communicating with you. And if I just stop communicating with you and I do not get back to you, and blah, 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 okay, great. And you keep getting, and I will let you know, do not contact me again. And it will be in writing. And if you continue, you will be brought to justice. You will be stopped. So that you cannot do it to another. I'm dying faster than you healthy people. So quit being assholes to me. Quit being assholes to everybody. Quit dogging other people, ragging on there, and looking for everybody else's flaws online. Humankind. Most particularly in the United States of America. I don't want to do any of it. But I'm going to. And yes, I was raped and tortured. I have PTSD. I have fibromyalgia. I have diabetes. I have periodic limb movement disorder. And some of the rest of it is related to a Parkinsonism. It could be a syndrome, but it is called functional neurological disorder. No, I can't control it. You obnoxious motherfucking people. I know way better. I got the creds. I got the quals. I got the time in. I got the degrees. Fuck you, fraudsters and scamsters. I'm not blessing.